All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the second part of the, I guess, mass AutoWorld unboxing. So in this video, we're going to have the rest of 2022, release number 4. In the last video, we looked at, what did we look at? We looked at the 86 Conquest, we looked at the 2010 Camaro, we saw one of the 396 Chevelles, and then I'm looking at them over here. We had the Cadillac and the other Dodge Challenger that were not part of this series, but were kind of just extras. But so for this video, we are going to be taking a look at the two different 74 Dodge Challengers. Two different 1970 Chevy Impalas, which I actually have both of them right here. So these are our two 70 Chevy Impala custom coupes. And then our two 1974, I think at one point I called these 1970s, but these are 1974 Dodge Challenger Rallies. So that is the rest of 2022, release number 4. Also, for this video, so we're going to throw a couple extras in here. These are some of the other, singles, not part of a series or anything. I do have this Nitro XGT exclusive here, this 1966 Ford GT40. So we'll get that guy opened up and take a look at that. Kind of a different one. It's not your normal AutoWorld packaging. It does have an all-plastic case. So it's part of the Nitro XGT exclusives. I have collected a few of them before, the Nitro guys. I believe they were Johnny Lightnings. I don't think I have any Nitro XGT from AutoWorld. I think this is my first one, but the packaging was the same. Next up is our single one from release number 1 in 2022. That was the 73 Plymouth Roadrunner here. I did say I have the version, well, this is B, so I have version A right here for you guys, and that kind of a, I guess you'd call that like a lime green, sort of light lime green. I don't know. But we'll take a look at that once we get this guy opened up. And this is the only one, like I said, that we have from release number 1 from last year. And then lastly, this guy, this is one of 1008. This is not part of any series. This is an MCACN event car. I do have one other MCACN event car right over here, my Superbird. If you remember, if you've been on the channel for a little while, I did display this around Christmas, and it took me a little while to open this guy up because I just couldn't bring myself to open it for a little while. Really cool looking car, but I am glad I opened it. So now I'll have the MCACN Challenger to go with it. As you can see, you've got the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals logo on the trunk there and on the Superbird as well. However, I think this Superbird, yes, is a Johnny Lightning casting. If you can see that. It doesn't really want to focus. Come on. Come on. Yeah, no. But you'll have to believe me. It's a Johnny Lightning. So we'll take a look at those two together as well. How do I want to do this? What order do I want to do this in? All right, let's get everything. Let's get everything organized. Give me 1 second. Oh, I remember, so some stuff I wanted to address from the last video. I as always, I do read all your guys' comments, so make sure you leave nice comments for me because I read them all. This Challenger from the last video, like it said on the packaging, it said this was a 426 Hemi under the hood. But on the hood, on the actual car, it says, again, I can't focus because we're in wide angle shot right now, but you'll have to believe me. It does say 446 pack on the hood of this car. And if we look under the hood, there was a comment that mentioned that really does look more like a 440 under the hood. That does not look like a Hemi. Because you do have the that really long kind of oval, almost rectangle air cleaner there to because you've got 3 2-barrel carburetors. You got your little 6-pack. Quite a long intake on that. And So there was that. I wanted to clear that up. So the casting has a 440 in it, but the packaging says it has a 426. So that's up to AutoWorld. That's up to their discretion. Next, I wanted to address our 2010 Chevy Camaro here. So on the packaging, it said the LS3 makes 426 horsepower in the 2010 Camaro. That is true. This is the Hearst Edition 2010 Chevy Camaro. Like we read, it does have a Magnuson, I believe, like, what was it, M2300 or something, Magnuson supercharger. So the Hearst Edition, like this one here, is supercharged, and I did find some time to get on Google and do a little bit of research. These guys made about 600 horsepower at the crankshaft. Dyno results, or I think they made like 650 or something, but most people were saying they were seeing around like 500 to 550 at the wheels, and between that range. It varies from, you know, who says what and who ran what on what dynos, but the range that I was finding was between 500 and 550 horsepower out of these cars. So the supercharger adds about, it's safe to say, about 100 and, what is that? Quick math. Here we go. 125 to, or no, I'm sorry. So 426 is the non-supercharged crank horsepower rating. I believe it said there were 600 at the crank supercharged. So the supercharger adds about 174 horsepower, estimated. But again, like I said, the specs that I did find were kind of vary from person to person, but you kind of just come up with your own little average there. So anyway, now that we've been talking for a little while, let's get started on opening up some cars here. I think let's, what do we want to open first? I kind of want to open this miscellaneous stuff here, and we'll save the rest of this series here for later. Let's crack open the Ford GT40, excuse me. This is a GT40, being that it's from the 1960s. The Ford GT is the remake from the early 2000s, and now they just, Ford again, made another GT, but I don't really, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a twin-turbo V6 instead of a V8. But the early 2000s Ford GT was a supercharged V8. So let's go ahead, we'll pull our lift over here and get started. All right, guys, so here we have our 1966 Ford GT40. I believe this is the first, no, I'm wrong. I knew I had one somewhere. Here we go. So this is a GT40, and as I was saying earlier, this is the early 2000s Ford GT. Now, I do have some newer Ford GTs that are the EcoBoost ones. We'll be seeing them in the near future, though. They are still in the package, but this is the remake of this car. This is the legendary race car produced by Ford to compete with, I believe, with Ferrari in the mid-1960s. They were going head-to-head in, I want to say, what was it, Le Mans series racing, or whatever racing series that was. I should know. I should know better. I do know that the Ford GT40, though, is a very, very cool car. Very iconic piece of American racing history. Really, really beautiful looking car. I wish we had some opening details, but I don't think we do. I think it'd be super neat if they cast it so that the rear would open up like on the real car, but I think that would be probably a lot for such a small casting. But on the actual vehicle, I'm going to use my pointer because my hands are filthy. I did just get done work, so I do apologize for the grubby hands. But on the real car, this whole back hatch, so everything from here up and around, you can see the panel line here, would open up to expose the engine. I'm not sure what the displacement was. I know it was some Ford racing engine. I want to say, oh gosh, I want to say it was the 428, like a crazy worked 428, but I could be completely wrong about that, so please do not quote me on that. Let's see. Does it say anything about it on the card here? Here, we'll go one more rotation around. I love those blue line Goodyear tires. That's pretty interesting looking. I know I've been pointing out the different colors of the lines on tires lately. We've got red ones, we've got white ones, we've got blue ones now. Very sharp looking car. I really like just the lines of this car. Very race oriented. So we got fast facts here, and I'm hoping we have something about the engine displacement. First prototypes of the car were launched in April of 1964 and named GT40 due to the fact that the car was 40 inches high. The GT40 won the 24 Hours of Le Mans for 4 consecutive times from 1966 to 1969, including a 1-2-3 finish in 1966. So yes, it was a Le Mans series, or Le Mans, however you want to say it. I don't want to offend anybody. Pretty cool. We get some fast facts there, or fun facts, whatever you want to call them. So there are actually 3 of these guys in this series. I was able to only find this one. I haven't seen these 2 really anywhere else, although I will keep my eyes peeled. Some interesting paint jobs there, although the copper might be kind of my favorite. I like this blue and red, but it's not exactly the classic GT40 paint scheme, so and this is distributed by OK Toys. Visit us, oktoys.com. Yeah, Nitro XGT exclusive. Like I said, I do have a few of these Nitro XGT exclusives. Although I believe most of them are Johnny Lightning. I think this is my first AutoWorld XGT exclusive. Very, very sharp looking car. Absolutely love it. Very excited to add it to the collection. Very small car too. And yeah, just keep in mind how much room this car takes up on the lift. And think about that when the next car is on the lift. It's kind of interesting. It is a very, very small, being, true 1/64th scale. It is a very small car. So it says, let's see, 5/18/22 is our production date. And yeah, as always, no year, make, or model on the base here, but very, very good looking car. Very sharp looking. Oh, wow, look at that. It's actually, this is actually a separate piece here. I can see right through to the bottom of the exhaust. That's very cool. That's an interesting detail. Cool little car. All right, next up, we got a pair of Mopars. We got a lot of Mopars for this video. I should have done like a Mopar Monday. I haven't done Mopar Monday in a little while. Maybe we'll bring that back soon. Let's go ahead and open up this 1970 Dodge Challenger Trans Am. I do have you know what? I have like three or four AutoWorld Dodge Challenger Trans Am, so maybe we'll bring those down when we're done and we'll get a nice little view of all the different colors I have. Very cool looking car. All right, so here is our 1970 Dodge Challenger Trans Am. This will be my 4th Challenger Trans Am from AutoWorld in my collection. Actually, I have about, 3, 4, 5... No, 3, so 6. So this will be my 7th Challenger Trans Am in total. So real quick, I'll actually show you. So now we have black, green, and yellow. These green and yellow ones were actually some of the earliest cars on my channel. That green one has been on the channel, or been in my collection really since I started this channel. That was one of my first finds. And then I do have an example in Moulin. I always butcher this word. Moulin Rouge is, I believe, how you pronounce that color. But so now we have a 4th one in black from AutoWorld, and then I do have 3 Johnny Lightning AutoWorld or Johnny Lightning Challenger Trans Ams. They're actually the same colors. I'll show them later, maybe. But let's get into this this black one here. Very sharp looking car. I like this a lot. A lot of Challengers for this video, as I said. Even this really complements the white one from the last video. As we can see, we have a 346 pack under the hood of this one. So there is for comparison, a 446 pack, it looks rather similar, which is interesting, but I guess there's only so much you can expect from a 1/64 scale. Very sharp looking car though, nonetheless. Like I said, the Challenger Trans Am came with the 346 pack V8. Much smaller displacement engine, but you know, higher revving. That's the advantage of smaller displacement, higher redline, higher RPMs. Very cool looking car, as you can see as the light comes across there. So it's black on black. We do have a gloss black paint job with the matte black Trans Am stripes, similar to what you can see here on this yellow one. And then of course the matte black hood as well. Hood pin details on there, looks very nice. Chrome gas cap. Ew. Look, it's on the wrong side again. We do have an MCACN license plate on there, as well as the big MCACN logo on the back, on the trunk there, which I'm not super crazy about, honestly, but, you know, at least now it reminds me that this is a special car, I guess. Very similar to, like I pointed out earlier, this 1970 Plymouth Superbird that is also a muscle car and Corvette national event car, as you can see by the logo on the trunk there. So this being a Johnny Lightning, but again, both, you know, round 2. So I now have 2 muscle car and Corvette national official event cars in my collection. Very, very cool stuff. Really like this car a lot. I'm not usually super crazy about like black cars just because, well, I don't know. I own several black vehicles. My Camaro is black, but I think at least when it comes to 1/64 scale stuff, sometimes black hides a lot of the detail, but this still looks very sharp. Still a very good looking car. I love the wheels on there too. The Trans Am style black wheels with the chrome center cap. Do we have, yes, similar to the wheels on this yellow one here. I think the green one has a slightly different wheel setup, kind of a mag style wheel, maybe a D window style. I don't know. Anywho, so we have our premium facts here. It says the 2021 Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals was held at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois on November 20th and the 21st. This beautiful 1970 Dodge Challenger Trans Am was on display at the 2021 MCACN class of 1970, a 50th anniversary celebration which carried over from 2020. Very cool. And then there's our paint code, black, obviously. Very limited numbers, 1 of 1,008. Do I feel guilty for opening this? Maybe a little bit, but oh well. So let's read a little bit about the class of 1970 here. It says a 50th anniversary celebration. Many consider 1970 to be the pinnacle year for American muscle. Yeah, that's a fair statement. 1970 saw the introduction of an all-new GM A-bodies. Chrysler introduced the iconic Challenger and all-new Barracuda and Cuda, and the Ford Torino and Cyclone saw major updates across the board. Engine choices were over the top. 426 Hemi and 6-pack Mopars ruled the road, while 450 horsepower LS6s were readily available. Cobra Jet and Boss 429s carried over, and the new generation of insurance beaters like the W31s and Rally 350 from Oldsmobile found loopholes. AMC made yet another wild red, white, and blue screamer dubbed the Machine. And lastly, Buick made sure everyone knew they were serious with the GSX. The argument is undeniable. 1970 just may be the hottest year for American muscle. Yeah, I can't really argue with that. That's pretty true. AutoWorld and the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals have teamed up to bring you this exclusive true 1/64 scale Dodge, true 1/64 scale 1970 Dodge Challenger Trans Am, just as it looked on display at the 2021 MCACN. I wonder if it had that big thing on the trunk. Probably not. But oh well, still a very sharp looking car, and like I said, I'm very excited to add another Challenger Trans Am to my already pretty colorful collection of Challenger Trans Ams. So we'll take another look at those maybe later in the video. Next up, let's get the 73 Plymouth Roadrunner out of the packaging here. Beautiful. What is this color called? Basin Street Blue. There we go. Focus. Yeah, before I forget about the paint code for that one. Basin Street Blue. There's our little Roadrunner on the car, or on the in the stripe there. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. What was under the 440? Yeah. Nice. Let's get it opened. All right, so we've got our 1973 Plymouth Roadrunner here. Absolutely gorgeous looking car. I love that blue interior as well. There's our little Looney Tune Roadrunner, like I said, laid into the stripe there. Very cool. I love that they just had that on the car. I believe he's on... yeah, he's on the Superbird as well, because the Superbird, can you see him? You can just about make it out on the headlight there. The Superbird, like I always say, is a Plymouth Roadrunner with a with the aerodynamics kit, body kit on it, and the big spoiler. Anyway, this is a 440. However, if we take a close look, 440RR. I'm not sure what RR means, but I know that's not the 446 pack in there, obviously because it doesn't have the huge air cleaner on it, but also I do know that was Chrysler's whole dual snorkel thing. They were very excited about their dual snorkels back in the 60s and 70s. I've seen the I forget what car it was actually for, but when they first introduced the air cleaners with the dual snorkels, they were very excited about that. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous looking car. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same kind of car that it wasn't Daisy had this in Dukes of Hazzard. Daisy Duke had the CJ7. Somebody had a yellow Plymouth Roadrunner like this. It was yellow with the black stripe. Cool car. Oh, duh. 440RR, 440 Roadrunner. Duh. There we go. Don't worry. I'll get it together eventually. But like I said, it is not a 446 pack under the hood there. Like we previously discussed, the 6 pack would have the larger air cleaner. Still a very good looking car. We'll go ahead and close the hood there on that. As you can see, it does say 440 on there. So, as promised, I will bring over version A of this car in that nice light green color. Can we focus on it? There it is. So the green one, I believe I picked that up, gosh, it's probably coming up on almost a year ago. And I know I've been doing this, we've since passed the 1-year anniversary of the channel here. I completely forgot to do a 1-year video, but maybe I'll do something coming up. But yeah, I picked this guy up about a year ago, the green one, and I was super excited to find that in stores because I had not seen that in stores anywhere. And this blue one was just extremely elusive. I had never seen this in stores. I actually found this at a diecast convention recently, so that one took some hunting. But I'm super, super excited to finally add it to the collection. So we'll take a quick look at our premium facts here. It says the focus 1973 Plymouth Roadrunner carried on the stock purple horn legacy of the early models. Stock purple horn. Purple horn. What? I don't know what that means by purple horn. Somebody clarify that in the comments. What are they talking about? The purple horn legacy of the early models. Carried on the stock purple horn. I don't know. All Roadrunner models were equipped with the 440 cubic inch engine after 1972. Wait, all Roadrunner models equipped with the 440 cubic inch engine after 1972 were automatic. So if you got a 440, you could not get a 4 on the floor. You got an automatic, no matter what. That kind of stinks. Oh well. I'm sure, you know, it was the early 70s. How much work would it really take to swap a transmission into a car from the early 70s? So we'll take a quick peek at the rest of this series on the back here. The 2019 Nicky Chevy Camaro ZL1 1LE. Do I have that? I think I have that. Yes, right here. There it says that is the Nicky Camaro. 86 Silverado K10 step side. I think I have that. I think that was the red one. 75 Cadillac Eldorado. I believe that's this guy right here. 78 Lincoln Continental Mark V. I think that was the green one, right? This one. 73 Roadrunner and the 73 Mustang Mach 1. I think that's over on a shelf, but I do have that 73 Mach 1. So I think I have everybody in this series. That is 2022 release number 1. Yeah, it's about time. It only took me a year to find them all. But that's part of the fun of collecting, isn't it? There's always something new on the shelves if you're behind. Yeah, very, very cool car. Let's take a peek underneath. I know we forgot to take a peek underneath the Challenger too, so we'll check that out in a minute. Production date 3/04/2022. And then the underside of the Challenger as promised. Like the Trans Ams, all the Trans Ams have these little side pipes. I almost forgot to point that out. I absolutely love that about these. You can see on the base of all of the Challenger Trans Ams, they all have side pipes. Very cool. Oh yeah, production is, what the hell is that? 9? Is that a 9? I guess it would be 9/23/2021 because if it was being made for an event that happened in November of 2021. All right, so that is all of our stragglers here. I've got so many cars out on the desk right now, and lifts everywhere. Let's get into. Let's not dump those. Let's do something other than a Dodge Challenger for a minute here. We'll take a look at our two 1970 Chevy Impala custom coupes. So this first one being a custom coupe, we've got some, it looks like little Daytons on there with the tiny little tires, kind of a lowrider look for that one. Very, very cool. I love that, actually. You guys know how I feel about lowriders. And then here's our other one. This is version A. A bit more of a muscly look with the American Racing wheels, BF Goodrich radials on there, kind of a more hot rod style. So let's get them cracked open. All right, guys, so we've got our two 1970 Chevy Impalas. Wow, absolutely beautiful cars. So we'll take a look at the red one here first. I love this thing. Oh my goodness. That metal flake paint is absolutely beautiful. 1970, so under the hood there, we've got our 454 big block. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is an LS6 454 or if it's some other VIN designation. But if it is, you know, I know the 1970 Chevelle was the LS6 VIN designation, not to be confused with the early 2000s Z06 Corvette, which also had an LS6. That was a 5.7 liter small block. The 1970s LS6 was a 454 big block. Anywho, really good looking car. I absolutely love this thing. Does that say? Okay, Impala Custom on the roof there. So I guess custom is a trim level. They're not saying that these are custom Impalas, but they're referring to custom, I suppose, as a trim level. Wow, that paint is absolutely phenomenal. Oh my goodness, that looks so beautiful. It says 454 there on the license plate. Gosh, look at that sparkle. That is fantastic. Nice vinyl top on there, or matte black to look like vinyl, I should say. Black interior. Go ahead and close the hood here as well. Oh gosh, that paint is absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I have any 1970 Impalas. I think I have one later model Impala. This is a 69 here from Johnny Lightning. So that is a 69 Impala. A little bit of a comparison there in the front ends. A little bit different. And then this is an Impala too. I think this is like a 68 though. No, this is a 65. Can you see that? I'm holding the case open with my head. No, you can't see that. There's a 65 Impala SS. Another really nice one. I believe this was like a 409. I really like that. That was a sweet car. So now we have a 1970 Impala from our friends at AutoWorld. Very, very beautiful car. So we'll go ahead and swap that out for our version B here with our little spoked lowrider wheels, little Daytons on there. Absolutely love it. Another gorgeous paint job on here as well. Quick peek under the hood there at our 454. We've even got a coolant hose. Can you see that? Let's go mega zoom. There is actually a coolant hose coming off the front of that engine. That is incredible detail. That's awesome. There's your 454 badge on the front fender there and your Chevrolet badge in the grille. Get a little bit more of that detail in for you now that we're super zoomed. Wow, look at that paint. Just as good as the purple one. Absolutely beautiful metal flake paint job on there. That sparkle is incredible. Although I think at this range we are having some focusing issues, so we'll go ahead and zoom back out. That looks a little better. Blue interior on this one. We've got a license plate says low. I do have a nice little collection of low riders from AutoWorld. Go ahead and spin my shelf around. I might have to, I'll dig them out later. There's a whole process getting everything moved around on that shelf anymore. Very, very beautiful cars though. So we'll go ahead and do one of these. Zoom out a little bit. So we can get both cars in frame, and we'll start reading off our premium facts here. We'll start off with the version A premium facts. So this is our black cherry poly here on the left. It says the rear overhang of the 1970 Chevy Impala was 5 feet, allowing for huge trunk space. Jesus God almighty, 5 feet of car after the rear axle. That's insane. Weighing around 4,200 pounds, the 1970 Impala could still stop from 60 miles an hour in 138 feet. You say that like it's impressive. That's, yeah, there you go. There's your, it's a little difficult to focus on this stuff. Oh well. Version B, premium facts. In 1970, a new Chevy Impala custom coupe cost about $3,400. Oh, that's upsetting. God, I would have bought so many of them. Around 612,000 total units of the Impala, including all body styles and trim levels, were sold for 1970. Well, for $3,400 a piece, I would have bought about 600,000 of them. That is super cool. Interesting stuff on there. So we'll go ahead and zoom. Oh, no, we won't. Come on. Zoom back in. There we go. One more good look at our two 1970 Chevy Impalas real quick before we forget. Take a peek underneath because we always do. Does that say? Trademark GM, AutoWorld. Yeah, no year, make, or model or anything. And our production 10, 12, 22 should be the same for a little lowrider. You can see the difference in the size of the tires on the version B versus the version A, the little lowrider wheels. Those are so cool. Same production date though, 10, 12, 2022. So that is our two 1970 Chevy Impalas. Next up, and I think we're going to call these our last cars for the video because we are running up on time here, but I think, what do we do? Another 7 again, so 7 more cars. Our 1974 Dodge Challenger Rallies. We've got version A here in a nice gold poly. And version B in bright red. And what, did I forget to read you the paint code for the Impala? I think I did, didn't I? The blue Impala was Astro Blue Poly, before I forget about that. So that, Astro Blue. And then the red one, I think we read the red one. That was, yeah, Black Cherry Poly. And then for our Challengers, like I said, gold poly and bright red. So let's get them cracked open so we can see those paint jobs. All right, so here are our 2 1974 Dodge Challenger Rallies. So they are not RTs, they're not Trans Ams, they're not 6-pack, any of that. It is a Dodge Challenger Rally, which I believe, so this is a 74. So this is after the muscle car era was kind of getting the pinch put on it with emissions and insurance and yada, yada, yada. So I know these were probably not as powerful as the Hemi and 6-pack Challengers of the early 70s. And although we do still have that twin scoop hood that we talked about in the last video, there it is on the 70. And I'll go ahead and close the hood here. There it is again on here. We have, let's see, 360 4-barrel. So that's got a 360 Chrysler 360 4-barrel. Was that a Magnum? Were they called Magnums back then? I know in the 90s the 360 and the 318 were called Magnums, but was the 360 always called a Magnum? I do not know. Let me know in the comments. Is that a 360 Magnum? But hey, at least it's still got a V8 under the hood. Very cool looking car though. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here with it. Some interesting stripes going on the side there. I'm not like crazy about them. They don't look terrible though. They're just kind of there. But at least, hey, it's got a color matched gas cap. So they got the black one beat there. The black one had that big ugly chrome fuel cap that says fuel on it in case you didn't know. In case you thought that was where you're supposed to put coolant or something. Let's see, what's the license plate? A57? I don't know. Is that just supposed to be a regular license plate? Very good looking car though. Still very nice looking. I kind of like the front end of that with the kind of different rounded grille here. The kind of, I don't know what shape you'd call that, but you can see the change in the front end from the early 70s to mid 70s there, as well as the bumper bars, little push bar things. So go ahead and take a look at the version B here, or I'm sorry, I think this gold one is version A, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and close the hood. So it does say as well, yeah, 360 4-barrel on there. I have a white top on this one. Very, very good looking car. I do like the shape of the Challenger. I like this a little better without the stripes down the side as well. Color match gas cap, very nice. What do we have for a license plate? I'm not crazy about the taillights on this one. I prefer the just the straight bar across the back. Oh yeah, and I made such a fool of myself. I pointed out the license plate on this one. It said VP, and I didn't understand what it meant. And I said like, oh, maybe it means vice president or something stupid like that. And then I read the comment that said, oh, right, it's from Vanishing Point. Duh, the white Challenger from the movie Vanishing Point. Right, it's a reference to Vanishing Point. So thank you. I forget, oh gosh, I forget the name of the person that pointed that out, but to the person that pointed that out, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know I'm kind of a doofus sometimes. So what is our license plate on here? Again, A57. Can we make out what state that is? Not quite. Oh well. But again, I do like the wheels on this gold one a little bit better as well, opposed to the 5-spoke on there. Not that I dislike those, but I don't know. I just like the mag style wheels a little better. Very nice. So let's go ahead and check out our fun facts, or our premium facts for these two. So we'll go ahead and scoot these so they're kind of in frame here. And we'll start off with version A, the gold one, gold poly. It says, beginning in 1972, Dodge replaced the Challenger RT badge with the Rally, continuing until 1974. Okay, so the Rally, like I said in the beginning, it's not an RT, it's not any other package, it is the Rally package. So I guess instead of RT, they called them Rallies. Due to diminishing market demand and tighter rules and restrictions from both government and insurance companies, the Dodge Challenger ceased production in April of 1974. So this was the last year for the Dodge Challenger, 1974. It only ran from 70 to 74. Such an iconic car, and only had 4 years of production. That's, wow. That's crazy to think about. Huh. Yeah, so that is the gold one. Next up, we've got version B here in bright red. 1974 was the final year for the first generation Challenger. Oh, okay. First generation Challenger before the introduction of the second generation in 1978. So this fact actually contradicts the last one. The Challenger ceased production in April of 1974. No, I'm an idiot. They stopped making them in 74, and then they started making them again in 1978, but as a second generation. So, okay, so I just had to read that correctly. Beginning in 1973 and carrying over into 74, the mandatory 5-mile-an-hour bumper guards were fitted to both the front and rear of the Challenger. Ew, yucky. Yeah, they don't look great. They really don't. But anywho, that is our two Dodge Challengers. Did we look underneath of them at our production dates? I don't think we did, so we'll go ahead and zoom back in here real quick. Come on, zoom, thank you. 10, 12, 22. Yeah, it should be same production date as the Impalas. 10, 12, 2022, yes. So that is, that's all our cars for today's video. I wanted to show you one other thing. Oh, yeah. The back of the card. So we haven't looked at the back of one of these cards since the last video. That is 2022 release number 4. Like I said, I was not able to get my hands on the GT500. I can't find that thing anywhere, not in stores, didn't see it at conventions. And like I said, I am still missing, I believe, version A of the 67 Chevelle. I think I only have version B here in the kind of a green color there. But, so, right, 86 Conquest, 2010 Camaro, 67 Chevelle, 74 Challenger, and the 70 Impala. That is most of 2022 release number 4 from AutoWorld, and that is going to do it for today's video. So what I'm going to do here, I still have everything from yesterday's video, or not yesterday, it was a couple days ago, but maybe it was yesterday for you guys. But I still have everything from the last video in the parking garage. I'm just going to kind of fill in the empty spots here, I guess, with everything from today's video. So give me 1 second to do that. All right, so from the last video, as you guys know, there is the Camaros, the Conquest, and that the 1396. I am missing that other one, so I did put the other Roadrunner in there. Oh, we're at the wrong zoom here. There we go, that looks a little better. So that is most of the stuff from the last video, as well as the 73 Roadrunner, the version A of the 73 Roadrunner there. And then upstairs from today's video, we have our two 1974 Dodge Challenger Rally, or Rally package. I don't know, it doesn't sound like it, that doesn't roll off the tongue like Challenger RT. Challenger Rally. Yeah, no, it just doesn't sound right. Challenger RT sounds better. Our two Chevy Impala, 1970 Chevy Impala, big block cars. Very, very cool. I think those guys might be my favorites for today. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Did the Impalas take the win for the video, or was it something else for you guys? I really think that black cherry Impala, that one right there. Go ahead, focus. There we go. I think that one might have taken the cake for me today. That one might be my favorite. Absolutely gorgeous car. Love it, love it, love it. Can we focus on it? There we go. There it is. And then upstairs, of course, we do have the version B of the 73 Roadrunner. Our black 1970 Dodge Challenger. The 1966 Ford GT40. Sorry, I'm shaking you guys all over the place here. And then also from the previous video, the other 1970 Dodge Challenger and the 67 Cadillac. That is our Hemi / 440 Challenger. Claimed Hemi. It's got a 440 under the hood, though. So that is going to do it, guys. That is the first two videos of my mass AutoWorld unboxing. So I am going to... we will go over, I believe it's what, release number 3. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. This is the stuff we're going to be going over. I think we're only missing the 2019 Challenger RT Scat Pack. I'm missing both of those, but I do have some AutoWorld Challengers already. My little red, white, and blue ones. So, all right, I'm getting distracted and sidetracked and rambling on here. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.